Can it be fixed? Marvin R. Schwartz, bringing you the basic process of hooking up a new water line to your tank on a toilet. There are two basic components to hooking this water line up. You have the valve that will attach to the water line, and there are two types of valves commonly used. A straight valve, which would come up out of the floor, and an angle valve, which the plumbing comes through the wall. There are different applications in how these valves hook to your plumbing. So this video assumes that you have a 3/8 inch pipe thread coming up out of the floor, or out of the floor through the wall. 3/8 inch pipe nipple, as it's referred to, protruding either up through the floor or out through the wall. The first thing you want to do to replacing this valve is turn your water off, because if you take this valve off with the water turned on, the water will come gushing out, and oh boy, like I've found out in a few times in the past, is especially if you're doing this for someone, it's not a good thing. You want to shut that water off, because you don't want a tsunami rolling in on the living room floor or the bedroom or wherever this toilet is. So shut your water off. Go at it and unscrew your valve. Determine which valve you want, and then simply screw the new valve onto the pipe threads. Now they do make products to seal those threads. You'll want to ask your local hardware expert. Like me, I'm not an expert, but you could come in and ask me, and I certainly could guide you in the right direction of what you would need to do this. So this video is just to show you how you can do it. Come in and I'll make sure you get the right components. But we have here two valves. Okay, with these valves, there are different types of ends on them. If you should choose to use your old valve, you'll have to determine what kind of end you have, because although this end is universal, this end is not. There's different applications for this particular valve. So for this particular valve, let's see if I can get this open, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. You know, since I manage this hardware, I can get by with doing this kind of thing and not get in trouble. But there are other ways to replace this and this, and I'm showing you one way, the way that I found to be the best, and that's why you have this screw or this nut on top of here. It's for a compression fit tube that goes up to your toilet. And if you have a compression fit, it's a little plastic tube that slides down into this hole, and it has this little ferrule that the tube slides through, and when you tighten all that up, the idea is that this ferrule compresses against that plastic tube and seals it up. But for our application with this, we do not need the nut and the ferrule. So take them off, throw them in your, I might use later, but probably not, drawer. And this is what you'll end up with. The angled valve's the same way. So what happens is this will screw directly onto this valve like that. See what I'm doing? Screwing that, or just turning that on. And then this will turn onto this. This is the bottom side of your tank. Yeah, I got it right side up just to show you. So, and then this turns on like that. and you just snug that up. Might want to get a pliers, but don't over snug it. And another, and see, there you have it. You have this coming out of the wall. This here, you can turn this here to shut the water off whenever you want. There the water shut off. There the water's turned on. And like I said, this valve works the same way, except the pipe come through the wall. You don't have to replace your valve if it's okay, but you may have a different application of attaching the water line. Something about these supply lines is you can loop them. If you don't have a lot of room, you can actually loop it like that, and what that does is it shortens it up, and that isn't going to hurt a thing, not even over time. It's commonly done. So that's how you hook up the supply line of your tank and water. As in previous videos, I want to thank you for coming and being part of my life as I share some of the little tricks of the trade that I've picked up over the years. I'm not a plumber. I never will be. But I've gotten by fixing a few things here and there, and that's all I'm sharing with you today, is what I've picked up over the years. And I hope you find it interesting and informative. As I've said before, subscribe, like, hit the notification button where you can stay in tune with upcoming videos. Thank you. I appreciate you. And until the next time.